L. Adams, my dear friend. And no doubt you'll be surprised to get this letter from me after such a long interval. Don't think that I have forgotten you, because I haven't. Today I got a shock when Mrs. Ewens, wife of Captain Ewens, called me into their home to meet a lady who had arrived by the mail. And to my very pleasant surprise, it was Miss Bailey, Helen, your sister-in-law. And I cannot find a word good enough to tell how delighted and overjoyed I was to hear of you, my dear friend, and glad to know that you and your family are in good health. I'm going to try my hardest to come over to see you, Doctor. I am only a war pensioner, but I think I can save up enough for me and the wife to make the trip. Since I've been ill, I've never travelled about on my own. I've always had the wife with me. But I must see you, and I hope and pray that it won't be long. My word, when you come to think of it, the earth is small after all. I'm going to send you a photo of me and the wife. It was taken about a month ago. And Doctor, please send a photo of you and your family. I would like to show my people the gentleman who is very good enough to call me a friend. Friends are so hard to find, and when one could think of me after 30 years, and I thank God for such a friend as you for even thinking about me. The officers asked me where I was going, all dressed up, to take Miss Bailey to my home to see my wife. Told them the reason, and they just said, well, I never. It's nice to have a friend think about you after all these years. Don't you think so, Doctor? Don't forget to send a photo of yourself and your family. My little girl Malva said to me before she went to bed, now don't forget to ask the doctor to send a photo of him and his family. I'm sorry Miss Bailey's stay amongst us was too short. One night only. Don't you think so, Doctor? Well, my friend, I suppose you are now settled in Australia. I do hope you are, and that it won't be long before I have the greatest pleasure to clasp your hand. Now I will say, so long, my friend. I hope to see you someday, and may God bless you and your family. I remain your loving friend, Roland W. Carter, MeWe 3027. Dear Roland, in 1933 the Nazis ended my career in their rise to power. In 1938 I left Berlin and moved to Britain, where for 2 years I taught at the universities of London and Cambridge. I became a Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts and the Royal Anthropological Institute, and I wrote a seminal book, Primitive Art, which was published in 1940.
Dear Leonhard, I had 6 weeks of freedom until we got the ship to Australia in 1919. It was strange getting back to Rauken after the war suddenly stopped. When I left, it was a mission run by the churches. When I returned, it was a government reserve with an Aboriginal protector. There were new rules, new expectations.
On the 16th of May, I was arrested and classified as an enemy alien because of Britain's war policy. I, along with other German refugees, was deported to Australia aboard a decrepit hull ship, the Dunera. I was harassed by a brutal captain and his vindictive crew.
I walked from Adelaide to Rauken and arrived home in August. I received a grand community welcome and was greeted by my mother Rosie and my family and friends. Would you believe a children's fife and drum band played Home Sweet Home? Speeches were made and a gold medal was presented to me.
I was sent to Tatura as an intern, was a camp in Victoria, and I co-founded an institute. I taught ethnology and the Chinese language. I recorded and captured camp life through my watercolour paintings. I will send you one. And then on the 29th of May 1942, I left Tatura thanks to some influential friends from Europe.
When I got home, Rauken was a changed place. No jobs, little aid or support was given. I keep experiencing ongoing pain from my injuries. I now live in a small home with my grey army blanket. I have lots of memories, not always happy, and in quiet reflection, my wife sees the pain on my face. You were right, I was never given a soldier's settlement, and I cannot even enter the RSL. I am again imprisoned in my own country without explanation or freedom. I am more imprisoned here at home than when I was in that half-moon camp in Germany.
I got released the other day, but there was a condition. I had to use my intellectual ability to study Aboriginal artefacts. I am working at the Museum of Victoria. Also, I'm a teaching Mandarin at the University of Melbourne. My friend, I have some excessively big news. I met and married a beautiful woman. You would love her too. Her name is Julia Mary Bailey. But dear Leonard, I am married and have a family, a couple of children. I would like them to experience what I experienced when you took me to the moving pictures and the dance halls.
Roland, I am deeply grateful for the knowledge you have passed on to me. I have passionately shared your knowledge with my colleagues who are so fascinated by our ancient culture. Roland, I have found a haven here in this country, Australia, our country. I often think of you, my friend. I hope you are living a full life. I will ask Helen, my sister-in-law, to go to Point McLean to find my friend Roland, to let you know that your friendship means the world to me, and that even though I am a scholar man, I have learned the most from you sharing your knowledge of your culture, your people, and your country. I want to buy land and give it back to you, my friend. We 3027.
You go buffalo running, men you were poor kinani, kaiki you go buffalo running, men you were poor
Meine Mutter war eine freiwillige Hilfsschwester. Ihr lag das Pflegen sehr nah am Herz. Ich komme aus einem kleinen Dorf in der Nähe von Weimar, wo fast jeder jeden kennt. I followed in the footsteps of my Mutter. I took after her profession. I became a full-time nurse. I went through rigorous training in practical and moral situations, studying in many states across Deutschland. I sat through many exams. And I must say, as a member of the German Red Cross, I am a trained professional. My mother will be proud of all the things I have achieved since the war broke out back in August 1914. After 4 years on the front, 4 years of blood and guts, I found myself here, walking into this fenceless camp of colored men. No fences. Only a mosque. The new program here will have strict laws, but it aims to convince people of different faiths to swap sides and fight for Deutschland. Dear Commandant assured me the prisoners would not try to escape and that they would pose no danger to me. Ich bin Deutsche. I am a German. Wir sind keine Freunde. I am not their friend. I was a sister in the middle of an endless war. But what is exciting for me now is my promotion. I have been assigned a new role. The Commandant has personally asked me to report back to him on the development of a new anthropological study. I am to work beside the esteemed Dr. Leonhard Adam, a scholar who speaks 6 languages. I don't think he's married. Maybe. Nein, I hope he's not. Ich hoffe, ist es nicht. Hallo?
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 Ja?
Dr. Adam?
Ja?
Hallo?
Hallo? Bist du meine Assistentin?
Nein,
Also, wer bist du?
ich bin keine Assistentin, ich bin Spezialistin. Ich habe gerade 4 Jahre an die Front verbracht. Ich bin Schwester, qualifiziert, gleichberechtigt,
Qualifiziert.
qualifiziert wie du.
Du wirst mich mit Sie ansprechen.
Sie.
Das ist, was du bist. Eine Assistentin. Und während du mit mir arbeitest, gibt es Regeln. Du wirst mich höflich anreden und nur sprechen, wenn du dazu eingefordert wirst. Ja?
Ja, Dr. Adam. Na, das habe ich nicht erwartet. Dr. Adam is not who I thought he would be. I will check with the commandant on my room here. I will report back on all my observations here. I will share everything. Zeit, mich ans Werk zu machen.
I have waited so long to participate in genuine field work. This is the first time ever. All of my research previously has been from books, from the scrutiny of the classics, but now this is the real work. It is clear to me that I must be the observer and almost disguise myself as to be unobtrusive. I must steadily gain his confidence and trust. I will need to use understanding and sympathetic treatment. Each minute, I must study each movement and accurately record every aspect of any given word, remembering always my stance as participant must be invisible to gain entry into knowing what he precisely says and does. Right now, my systematic describing of events and his every behavior begins. I must maintain focus to describe the subject. I must consider all details to paint a written image. I must explore his organized routines, learn the language, and listen intently. Patience is most important, and observation over time. I have an abundance of both. My challenge is to work through the 3 phases. Initially, clear observation. Secondly, as participant observer. And finally, interrogation. I will adhere to this with utmost precision, ensuring my reporting is as detailed and illustrative as possible. Now, to begin with precisely what I see and hear. He spends a good deal of time gazing beyond the window to the space outside. All of his movements are steady, considered, and it appears most often with calm intent. He rarely speaks. When he does, it is in a quiet, soft tone. He has his own language, along with English. When he is solitary, he sings. What I theorize is a gospel song. I aim to gain a familiarity with him, build rapport and trust. I wonder how this will come about with my involvement and cultivation of an informative relationship. This is field research in its truest sense. I will at some stage record his voice on the phonograph and listen on the gramophone, which is newly arrived in the camp and is here in this room.
Sitzen! Now! Now! Ja, Sie nicht, Freunde. Sitzen!
Are you nervous? Do you trust me? I am your friend. Head back slowly. Please, don't move. Perfect.
Guten Abend.
Sitzen!
Do you miss your family? I have a letter from your mother.
Nicola? Where is it?
It came in a Red Cross package. You are a long way from home and your mother is very concerned about you. Winter is coming and snow season is nearly upon us. It is very harsh here. The sharp north winds show no mercy. When did it last snow where you came from? Sugar? Milk?
Grinkery, 1836.
1836?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, quite sure.
Would you like another blanket?
Yes, please.
Do you have blankets where you come from? In winter, how do you keep warm at home?
Manga, cloaks.
Clothes. What kind of clothes?
One little buckwee of possum skin.
Possum skin. How intriguing. And your possum skin keeps you warm,
Yeah, yes.
like blankets.
Well, as well as shark fat or whale rubbed over the ruer body.
Shark fat.
Yes.
Why is the fat of a shark?
Well, it's a sacred totem.
It's cold out there.
Sounds like home.
Like home.
Chilly Pilbenek.
Pilgrimage.
East winds that herald the onset of Yorty winter.
Although it's north here in Germany, our circumstances are reversed in the weather.
Yes.
The hair lit and the hair can wegnemen. Would you like a cup of tea?
Yes, please.
The giver of life.
Yes.
Why do you do what you do?
Merited freedom.
Oh, freedom. I think. Can you describe freedom for me?
Not being here.
Here,
Yes.
but you chose to be here. You enlisted to be here. Or would you rather be home, wrapped up in your possum skin cloak thinking of freedom? I came here to see somebody else, but realized they knew nothing about what I wanted to know. Their dark skin fooled my innocent eyes. The commandant informed me he transferred you here.
The commandant.
I am a scholarman. I am a graduate, but I assure you I am dark. Sugar?
Yes.
Milk?
Yes, please.
When did your people last see white snow? Really?
White snow. Ice. Long time.
You don't have dark skin to be who you are.
Do I need to have dark skin?
No. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Good. You came to this Half Moon camp because you complained the last place was too cold. So the commandant was very generous, and you got transferred here to this warmer place with a fire and 3 blankets and a cup of a warm tea. Satisfied?
Nick out.
We even bought you a new pair of shoes.
Ik jou popel ramen en minua pola kinawi kayin.
You don't have to stop singing on my account. Beautiful language.
No, I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry about. You are free to sing, even in your language.
Am I free? Can I just knock and walk out of here?
No, not that free. You are a prisoner of war, my friend.
Yes.
Can you confirm your name?
3027.
Zera Greinholz Valsieben. So 3027.
Me, we. So,
Yes, so, as in human being. And your service number is 3027. How is your left shoulder?
it's Dumbarton, it's healing, thank you.
In your last camp, you spoke about bush medicine.
Yes.
Do you remember what kind?
Old man's beard. Yolkery. Used for rheumatism and skin sores. Oh, the bruised green leaves
were applied to the painful area.
Do you know why you are here?
Merit for freedom.
Are you sure? Here you are free to do many things, like singing. Did I not provide for you a cup of tea and another blanket?
Yes,
Would that not be freedom?
maybe.
Warmth, is that not freedom?
Yes.
The sensation of being warm.
Free.
Would you like some bread and jam?
Yes, please.
Are you a Christian?
Well, I have my religious and cultural beliefs.
So 3027 has his religious and cultural beliefs, such as?
Rui, country.
Can you share with me your cultural beliefs around country?
Our creation ancestors, through our law, shaped chaos, and our mother came into being. So chaos created our mother, and one way of respecting our mother on country is order.
So chaos became country.
You go.
And here you are in my country, 3027. My Shana slums. Do you like my country?
Yes.
Yes, my friend.
Your Jean, your friend,
Our circumstances are reversed once again.
reversed.
Yes, 1836 is a lovely little metaphor, don't you think?
Yes.
So let's not play any more games, Roland Carter, born 28th of February 1892.
Okay,
If two people can't speak the same language, how are we to communicate?
I understand.
Do you?
Yes.
Then why do you fight for a country that does not recognize you?
Doing Elage and Merit, fighting for freedom.
I am giving you freedom right now. We are at war, and I am giving you freedom. Do you see any bars? Do you see anyone telling you not to be who you are?
No.
No. Shall we speak the same language?
Yes.
Yes.
Languages originated from an ill-tempered woman.
And who said that?
The old people.
For love of country?
For love of country.
What is your full name?
Roland Wenzel Carter.
And your rank and battalion?
Private 3027, 50th Battalion AIF.
And you were wounded in...
L'Oreal, France.
On the 2nd of April 1917. And
Yes.
now imprisoned near Wonsdorf in what is called a half-moon camp.
Why do you call it half moon?
We have our religious and cultural beliefs. Would you like another cup of tea?
Yes, please.
Sunset, pink skylines. Don't swim in the river when the yellow flowers are out.
Wir sind nicht Freunde. Sitzen, now. Magst du Musik?
Pardon?
What kind of music do you like?
Well, I have listened to the ragtime.
Ragtime. Do you like to dance?
Yes.
Have you heard of the trot?
I'm sorry?
The foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
In 1913, a man by the name of Harry Fox. He was a comedian from Fortville. Well, Mr. Fox liked to trot, and he introduced a step, his step, which pushed every other trot to the ground.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you?
Yes. In my own way.
Please, in your own way.
Eee! Eee! Eee!
Minka bird. Stone curlew. It's a nighttime spirit. Minka means change of body but retains the head of a man.
You can hear the Minka bird calling from the trees near the burial grounds.
Sounds like someone dying or being strangled, like the screeching of a night owl. Signifies that something is wrong. Big Owl, I see everything. Whales bring messages of life. Birds bring messages of death. Due to the introduction of the fox, which is a predator. The curlew, which is a ground-dwelling bird, has been mostly wiped out.
Ich verstehe nicht.
Quite clever, 3027. I dare say the British Empire may not agree with that analogy, but I do.
I don't understand.
Really?
Yes, unable to fulfill their role.
On country.
Dr. Adel, darf ich Sie privat sprechen?
Yes, Walter?
Der Kommandant hat mich gefragt, wie die Studie abläuft.
I see, and what have you said?
Ich habe den Kommandanten informiert, dass Sie mit Sowjet 327 zu freundlich sind.
Too friendly. Thank you, Walter. Do you like to dance, Roland?
Do I like to dance?
Yes.
I do.
Walter, would you dance with song 3027, please?
Von Aufstern! Angst! Nein, aus, ja. 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 Hier. Nein! Jetzt. Now we step on your left foot. This, ja, other leg, ja, side. Together. Ja, schon. Again. Ja, now we turn. Nein!
Roland, ist gut. Earlier you mentioned country. May I ask you about that?
Yes.
Do you consider your country currently occupied?
Yes. May I ask you a question?
Of course, Roland.
Do you like asking lots of questions?
Yes, I do.
Why?
It's part of who I am. I was born to discover, to laugh, to teach. I want to experience the world's cultures and what they have to offer.
The significance of culture is?
Life, living, breathing. Culture is all you can touch and understand, as well as languages we can speak. It allows us to understand the world we wish to live in.
If I was to take an artery and cut it, what would happen?
The artery would bleed.
And once it bleeds out,
What was living would be dead.
the land dies. There is no more living, no more blood flowing through the veins. Where I come from, the land is the living heartbeat of who we are, connected to all living things.
And you have laws that govern all living things.
Yes,
And the people?
yes,
And the land?
yes.
How do I know you are telling me the truth?
How did I know you weren't going to cut my throat?
How do I know you are not telling me what I want to hear?
How do I know you're not going to shoot me?
I am not your oppressor.
Yet here I am talking to you.
If I was to come to your country, Roland, like you have come to mine, would we fight a war like we are fighting now?
Yes,
What kind of war would it be?
like this one. A war to end all wars.
How can you win?
What happens if we lose? One day that cut in the artery will heal and the blood clot will dissolve and the blood will flow freely again. What happens if we win?
Do you believe that?
Yes,
Do you have a family?
I do.
Do you have children?
No.
Would you like them?
Yes.
Where will they grow up?
Home on country.
Where is it?
Lake Alexandrina.
Lake Alexandrina.
Creekery called it Point Macleay.
Creekery.
White people.
White people. Is that its original name?
No.
Does it have a name in your language?
Yes. Ralkin, the traditional meeting place of the Ngarrindjeri peoples. Where the Murray River runs into Lake Alexandrina, the Coron, and all linked to the Southern Ocean.
Is it near the city?
No, it's a remote place.
How many people are there?
Hundreds, sometimes thousands, when a ceremony is taking place.
That's a lot of people.
All related.
All related, that's a big family.
Yes, big Ngarrindjeri family.
What can you tell me about your family?
Seriously?
Yes,
So many questions.
I am intrigued. How did you get here?
By boat. I didn't want to be nothing anymore. Yiko popalul ramanan minua pola kinawi kayin kikikukenji.
Chaos, ruin. I didn't want to be nothing. What does it mean? So 3027 is challenging them. He has provided many insights into his cultural practices. A word here, a word there. Clocks of Bosinski. What has language got to do with a woman? He is quiet, honest, kind, generous, and a gentleman. Interesting. I wonder if his people are the same. I need to extract more information, continue participant observation, perhaps a painting of home to get a sense of country and how it is shaped. I wonder if he can reveal more of his culture, especially their law. That is the key that unlocks the door, and once we unlock the door to their world, then they are something. Books cannot explain the characteristics of a man, the way he moves when he is taught to dance, his speech patterns, how he interacts, what he can see, feel, or hear, whether at home or abroad. So 3027 consistently staring out into the distance is intriguing. What is he thinking about? Is it his memories of the war? He spent a long time in the battlefield. I will need to keep gaining his confidence and trust. Perhaps a painting of him. Roland,
Yes.
shall we?
Yes. How did they do it?
It's amazing, isn't it?
I've never seen anything like that.
It's incredible.
Yes, it's very clever.
The moving pictures. Did you understand the story?
I was watching your mouths move.
It was a silent film.
Silent film.
The plot involves a corrupt banker who is the target of our hero's revenge. It is eventually revealed our hero is Jacques de Toulouse, a man whose family had been ruined by the corrupt banker. What makes matters worse for our hero is that he has fallen in love with the banker's beautiful and innocent daughter, Jacqueline. A simple story.
A simple story.
Perhaps not so simple. The banker is Jewish.
I couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
Why do you think that?
Well, the fact that you can watch a picture that moves.
As if you were seeing something for the first time, again and again and again.
Like a ceremony,
A ceremony.
a ritual. Singing and dancing like you've been out hunting. You're bringing the story back for what you've discovered again and again and again, sharing.
Can you give me an example, Robert?
Marriage, love, revenge.
Revenge.
Well, someone who's promised you.
What do you mean?
Well, at birth, someone who has promised you. Right bloodline. You marry them, then you fall in love. Then somebody from another clan comes and steals them away. You can't do that, it's against our law.
No, you can't do that. It's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong way.
So you know the difference between right and wrong.
Yes,
Do you have many laws?
yes.
Are you allowed to talk to me about them?
Oh, some of them.
Which ones?
Well, there are different forms of law, like there are different forms of love, man.
Love magic.
Attracting, drawing attention between a man and a woman. A man using his me to attract a woman.
His me.
He does this at first by staring. Then, feeling his power in her me-wee, he draws her magically, staring unblinkingly at her. If he blinks, the spell is broken. Eventually, the woman approaches him. At first, looking about, then coming directly to him. On reaching the man, she tells him how her me-wee has responded to his and asks him, "What will you do for me?" "I have come to you. I will go with you," she says. And the man says in response, "We will walk together." And off they go, and everybody knows that love magic has taken place and leaves them alone.
Me. Their souls connecting.
You go.
These are your beliefs.
Yes, what are your beliefs?
I believe the world can be a better place to live.
Well, I believe that too.
I believe that culture gives us insight into how people should live.
How people should live.
Yes.
How people survive.
Yes.
How some crinkeries make decisions for my peoples.
Yes. What I find intriguing is that you are here right now to talk to me,
Could be dead.
but you are not.
No.
And thank goodness for that, because we obviously have a lot to talk about. Are you angry with the British?
Sometimes.
Why?
Well, they're denying me the right to be who I am.
And who is that?
A man.
Yes.
A human.
A human.
And they've taken something that's not theirs.
What have they taken?
My mother, my Rui, my land, my country.
Will the crinkery ever understand that?
No. Nuttajitty man has specific roles in the country. He must look after his mother, his family, his people, his culture, his story songs and dances of living. He must understand the waterways so he can fish, hunt and gather. He must learn how to teach, make sacred fire, understand the stars.
Is that important to be human?
Like breathing.
Why?
My mother's land speaks to me every day. As humans, we need to be connected to her to survive. And Rui, my mother, needs to be connected to us to breathe. If we have built something and she has nothing, then how is she going to care and comfort us?
And you believe all this?
Yes. What are your beliefs?
You live in an occupied society,
That's why I'm here fighting for freedom.
but you are not going to get it when you get home.
How do you know that?
My friend, I want to speak truthfully, from my heart to you. You are never going to get your country back.
I will. I know it. I feel it in my bones. It's a part of me. Who I am always will be. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Denarangera. Denarangera. Ikaw. Merti. Hananan. Nan. Wangupakui. Maranga. Najimichi. Boo. Denarangera. Boo.
Hätten Sie gerne ein Getränk?
Would you like a drink?
Thank you.
Ja, ist das, wonach Sie gefragt haben?
Danke, sir. Do you recognize this book?
Yes, that's my pocket Bible. It was given to me the night I left the mission station to join the army.
Who gave it to you?
Superintendent,
The superintendent.
Yes.
What happened the night before you left?
they threw me a party.
A party?
Yes.
Did they sing you songs?
God save the king.
God save the king.
They even dressed up in costume.
Dressed in costume. And now you are dressed up in their costume. My understanding is you weren't allowed to sign up and be part of the Australian Imperial Forces.
No, we weren't allowed to enlist. We had to sign an exemption form.
Exemption form? Exemption from what? And once you signed that form, what did that mean?
Means I could leave the mission station and join the Australian Imperial Forces.
The British Army?
Yes.
What do you mean by a mission station?
Well, in 1859, the Creekery priests sailed down the Murray River into Lake Alexandrina and built a church there. They tried to convert us so when we died we'd all go to heaven.
Was that successful?
No, not everybody became Christian.
This is your pocket Bible.
Yes.
What is going to happen when you get home?
I would have served.
Who will you have served?
I will have played my part for my country.
What is your favorite passage?
Psalm 23, verse 4. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I
I
will.
will fear no evil. A psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
He leads me beside the still waters.
He restores my mealy soul.
He leads me into the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Thou prepare tables for me in the presence of mine enemies.
Thou anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
And I will dwell in the house of my Lord forever.
Amen.
Amen. Is there a word for amen in your language?
In the Bible,
In the whole Bible.
the whole Bible. But what's the word for Bible in German?
Bibel.
Bibel. Bibel. Bibel. What's the word for house of God in German?
Gottes Haus.
Gottes Haus. Gottes Haus. Gottes, out of here. Gottes Haus.
What does house mean in your narrative?
Segregation.
Segregation.
Well, walls between people.
Walls between people.
We all lived as a community, all together, day and night.
Ah, Tag and Nacht.
Tag and Nacht. Are you laughing at me?
Yes, you just said day and naked. Nacht is night and Nacht is naked, so I said Scheiße.
What does Scheiße mean?
Shit.
Scheiße, 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 Scheiße.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Brauchen Sie etwas?
Nein. Danke.
May I have some water?
Would you like some water?
Yes, please.
Would you like this glass of water?
Yes.
This glass right here?
Yes, please.
But it's empty.
I can see that now.
Wir sind nicht Freunde.
My creation is this. My creation is this through our law-shaped chaos. And our mother came into being. One way, we
respecting our mother. On country is water.
Ich habe das Buch gefunden, wonach Sie gefragt haben.
King Solomon's Mines.
Ja.
A very popular novel.
Wer ist der deutsche Autor?
It is written by the English Victorian adventurer Harald Hager.
Und worum geht es?
It tells of a searching an unexplored region of a country by a group of adventurers looking for the missing brother of one of the expedition parties.
Es könnte Codes sein.
Ah.
Alliierte Soldaten, die durch Deutschland wollen, um ihren fehlenden Kameraden zu suchen. It could be Code.
You have a very vivid imagination. It's just an adventure book.
Und warum möchten Sie es?
So Roland can read it.
Roland?
Subject 3027.
Kann er lesen?
Yeah, sie hat.
Warum nicht denn keine deutsche Abenteuerbücher?
He didn't ask for
Sie
one.
sollten ihm ein Fachbuch should give him a German book when he asks for something to read.
But he didn't ask for one.
Egal.
Well, it does matter. It's part of my research program. I am conducting.
Wir müssen unsere kulturellen Werte behalten.
Na klar.
We need to keep our own cultural values.
I understand what you are saying.
Sie sind doch ein Deutscher.
Ja, Deutsch. It's Jewish.
Deutsche.
Jewish.
My father is Jewish. My mother, Protestant, who converted to Judaism on marriage. My whole family is Jewish, so I was brought up Jewish.
Were you born here?
Yes, in Berlin.
And you just graduated. You said you were a scholar man.
Yes, I studied at the Royal Frederick Wilhelm Gymnasium and the Ethnological Museum.
Ethnological.
The study of different cultures.
Ah, so the study of my culture.
Yes, memory is the scribe of the soul. Me.
Ah, who said that?
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Who's Aristotle?
A Greek philosopher. It is the passion of my life. It is why I am here talking to you. It's what drives me to fieldwork after all of the time studying books. It's what you can smell, feel, and see of a culture that allows us to understand the very existence of a people.
And that's why you're here talking to me.
I have studied and published extensively.
Publish books.
You go. Your culture is thousands of years old. I would love to publish a book about your culture or put an art collection together.
Why?
I enjoy the challenge I find myself in. I am a free-thinking human and I care little for patriotic fervor. I am a man without borders.
Is that why you work in a camp without fences?
I would love for you to do some phonograph recordings. Would you do that for me, yes?
Yes. Dear Rosie, it's been so long. The letters you are sending me are finally reaching me through the Red Cross. I have moved camps a couple of times, but I am okay. The wound in my left shoulder is healing well, and I am receiving good treatment. I have gone into camp nearby and seen the moving pictures, but I want to let you know that I am going to church every other Sunday. Mum, today is the 28th of February 1918. It is my birthday, and I am thinking of you. I love you. I hope Dad and the family are well. My mother's sisters are my mothers, and my mother's brothers are my uncles. Wanawi is the word for uncle, Nanawi is the word for cousin.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roland. Would you like to write a letter home, Roland Wenzel Kappa?
Yes, I would.
I have opened myself up to closer observation. Wolfe doesn't seem happy and is skeptical of my motives. I have now formed a close friendship with Roland. What is my perspective on my role and the specific information I have collected? Modern anthropology derives from the Latin term for the study of man. The 20th century will see the development of what anthropology will become. It will be seen as an international movement that gathers ideas and theories. It will build up a bigger picture. It will be viewed by non-European societies as windows to other worlds. This new object of study is humankind. And crucial to my study is the culture of subject 3027. My approach has been methodical and theorized in detail with daily contact and accurately recording his everyday life as a prisoner of war. To grasp his points of view, I look forward to reading his letter. Roland,
Yes,
earlier you mentioned they threw you a party and sang God Save the King.
yes.
Would you sing that song for me now?
May I sing my version?
Of course, Roland.
God bless our splendid men, get them home safe again. God bless our men, keep them victorious, patient and chivalrous. They are so dear to us. God save our men.
And would you like to recite your letter into the phonograph, please?
Nāti mange and Aeonic Thangara Ramal Urumi Nam Ank. The Grinkary Palak Nai Nan Anka Wethanal Lurumi Yarrel and an old. Nāti Tana Watcha Nankari Thangara Kanabi. Namawinu, Lurumi old, Kocha old, Yanam old, Rua old, Karu old. Pakawiwu Wallarum old, Wani Namawi Ru Yandala Anan. Mindingra Krua Krinka Wethano Yari Elan. Ka U Yiki Yiki Illadal Yarel Enan.
If only that were the case, you would have nothing to worry about today.
Yantalu Nam Ambi.
Yes, you are a human.
Nabi Pletchum Gam Naranjari Kuni. I am a proud Naranjari man.
Der Krieg ist vorbei. Der Krieg ist vorbei. Der Krieg ist vorbei. Today is the 11th of the 11th, 1918. The war is over. Dr. L. Adam. Sitzen. Ist dein Name Leonhard Adam?
Yes.
Dr. Leonhard Adam.
Yes.
Der Ethnologe und Anthropologe.
Yes.
Ist deine Mutter Judin?
Yes.
Bist du Jude?
Yes.
Ich bin hier, dich zu informieren, dass du nicht mit ihr erkannt wirst.
Recognized? What do you mean?
Aufstehen! Sie hat den Mantel aus. Setze dieses Symbol auf. Nimm es nicht ab.
What do you mean I am no longer recognized? I am Dr. Leonhard Adam, born a German Jew. Berlin was my birthplace on the 16th of December 1891.
Annulliert!
I went on to study ethnology, law and sinology at the University of Berlin.
Annulliert!
I am fluent in English, French and Italian and proficient in Greek, Latin, Chinese and Hindustani.
Annulliert!
I obtained a Doctor of Laws and became Chief Justice of Charlottenburg in Berlin.
Annulliert!
I was editor of the Journal for Comparative Law and have a reader in primitive law.
Annulliert!
I am a member of the Board of Experts of the...
Annulliert! Deine akademischen Ränge werden dir aberkannt. Du wirst nicht mehr erkannt. Untermensch. Putz den Boden. Putz den Boden. Mach es! Untermensch.
Miwi Putanaranja. Miwi Putanaranja. Nabi Blanchingam.
Nabi Platschengam Jewish calling.
Together. Miwi Putanaranja.
Maybe Putin Naranja.
In the creation, Narundari travelled down the river in his bark canoe in search of his two wives who had run away from him. At that time, the river was just a small stream. A huge godfish pongi swam ahead of Narundari, widening the river with sweeps of its tail. Narundari, travelling in his canoe, followed the giant pongi and tried to steer it from his canoe.
Near Murray Bridge, he threw a spear, but missed and was changed into Long Island Lentilla. At Taylor Bend, Tuggerum, he threw another. The giant fish surged ahead and created a long straight stretch in the river. At last, with the the brother of Narundri's wives, Pondy was speared after it had left the Murray River and had swum into Lake Alexandrina. Narundri divided the fish with a stone knife and created a new species of fish from each piece. Meanwhile, Narundri's two wives, the sisters of Napelli, had made camp. On their campfire, they were cooking bony bream, a fish forbidden to the Ngarrindjeri women. Narundri smelt the fish cooking and knew his wives were close. He abandoned his camp and came after them. His huts became the two hills, and his bark canoe became the Milky Way. Hearing Narundri coming, his wives just had time to build a raft of reeds and grass trees and to escape across Lake Elba. On the other side, their raft turned back into reeds and grass trees. The women hurried south. Narundri followed his wives as far south as Kingston. Here he met a great sorcerer, Parambari. The two men fought, using weapons and magic powers, until eventually Narundri won. He burned Parambari's body in a huge fire, symbolised by granite boulders today, and turned north along the Grok beach. Here he camped several times, digging soaks in the sand for fresh water and fishing in the Grok lagoon. Narundri made his way across the Murray River and along the Encounter Bay coast towards Victor Harbour. He made a fishing ground at Middleton by throwing a huge tree into the sea to make a seaweed bed. Here he hunted and killed a seal. Its dying gasps can still be heard amongst the rocks. At Port Elliot he camped and fished again. Without seeing the sign of his wives, he became angry and threw his spear into the sea at Victor Harbour, creating the islands there. Finally, after resting in a giant granite shade shelter on Granite Island, Kayaki, Narundri heard his wives laughing and playing in the water near King's Beach. He hurled his club to the ground, creating the bluff Longawa, and strode after them. Narundri's wives fled along the beach in terror until they reached Cape Jarvis. At this time, Kangaroo Island was still connected to the mainland, and the two women began to hurry across it. Narundri had arrived at Cape Jarvis though, and seeing his wives still fleeing from him, he called out in a voice of thunder for the waters to rise. The women were swept from their paths by huge waves and were soon drowned. They became the rocky Pages Islands. Narundri knew that it was time for him to enter the spirit world. He crossed the Kangaroo Island and travelled to its western end. After first throwing his spears into the sea, he dived in before rising to become a star in the